Hello all you beautiful people out there, what is going on? This is your friend Brady coming at you fast with a Black Ops 3 informational video. I'm going to be having the trailer on loop, and I will be telling you guys everything that you need to know about multiplayer at this point that has been revealed to us right now. I've spent all day yesterday researching and learning everything that has been revealed for now, and I compiled it all in this one video. All you need to know for now, what you can expect in the Black Ops 3 multiplayer. Expect updated videos, but all of this information that I got came from online sources that had first-hand experience with the game, and so I will actually explain them all to you here in one compact, I don't know how compact it's going to be, but one video. So let's get right into it. So, let's talk about the movement first. So we have swimming. Swimming is actually going to be a larger part in the multiplayer. It's going to play a main role in the strategy on some of the maps. For example, there's a map where there's a waterfall and a little river around this kind of island thing where the objective usually is. Sometimes there's a hard point there, sometimes there's could be probably a B flag and domination might be there. And people can actually dive down into this cove and wait for people to get on the hard point or start capturing the flag and jump out and actually kill people. And there could also be these underwater battles. So swimming is actually not just a novelty on the side of the map like on Defender, but it's actually a main part of the game on some of the maps. So that's good to know. Now, a lot of people are complaining about jumping. Yes, jumping is back, but wait, hold the phone. It's a different kind of jumping, which is actually good. This is actually a good method of jumping. So I don't know how many people play Destiny, but I feel like they took a lot of stuff from Destiny when making this game, and it makes sense because Activision owns both Destiny and Call of Duty. They publish both of those. So it's interesting that they kind of took a piece from their sister game. But basically, what it's called thrust jumping. And basically, it's like a mini jetpack that lets you hover up into the air to overcome obstacles like walls or get up onto crates or something like that. The duration of the jetpack is only 3/4 of a second. 3/4 of a second. It goes away almost in a second, instantly. And it boosts you up slowly. It doesn't do this one crazy jump maneuver that the exosuits do. It's not fast. It's not used as a tactical way to engage somebody in battle. It's used simply just to maneuver around the map without having to use ladders. And that was actually said by Treyarch, by Vonderhaar, and the people working there. That's what they intended for it to do. You cannot use this in a gunfight. It will not help you. It might even make you lose the gunfight because you're so slow and you're just dangling in the air. It's basically like using the thruster pack on a Titan, if anybody has ever played Destiny. So that is how the jumping mechanic is. It won't be used like it is in Advanced Warfare. It won't be that good, and it will not be used. It should not be used. Yes, you can still shoot while you're doing it, but again, you're just going to be out in the open, hovering in midair, slowly, so it's definitely going to put you in a bad situation. Next, we have sliding. Sliding is back. That is pretty standard, pretty typical, but the difference here is that when you slide, you initiate the slide maneuver, you initiate the slide animation, and while you're in that animation, you can turn your body 360 degrees while being headed in that same direction. So this allows you to actually watch your back or, check the corridor to your left if you're sliding past it, for example. It lets you have a 360-degree view while you're sliding, which, you only slide for a second, but it still will help you a lot in being aware of your surroundings, which is nice. Definitely nice. Now, here's my favorite part of the movement system, wall running. And I say that somehow sarcastically and somewhat not really sarcastically, and I'll explain that in a second. So wall running is literally like what they did in Titanfall. Not what they did, what Respawn Entertainment did in Titanfall. It's exactly like it is in Titanfall. Exactly. Even if you look at the trailer as it's looping right now, you'll see that he jumps at the wall, he moves at the wall. The wall even looks like one of the walls that they used in Titanfall. Okay, it looks exactly the same. And you can chain wall runs together. You can go from the left wall to the right wall to the left wall to the right wall and keep building momentum and keep going forward and forward, keep going super fast. Now, this is good and this is bad. One, Call of Duty is meant to have that old classic feel where you have corridors, you know where they're going to come from, you know the choke points, and they're either going to have to avoid your strategy or they're just going to have to beat you in a gunfight. with the introduction of wall running, they can now run around your choke points, or, in fact, run above your choke points and evade you like that. Now, this is interesting for those who have never played Titanfall, I'm sure, but the mechanic was a good mechanic in Titanfall. It wasn't a bad mechanic. It was suited for Titanfall and for how Titanfall played. If Call of Duty can make this mechanic suitable for the pace that this game will be played in, then maybe it will be a good thing. Maybe it won't be a good thing. We just have to see what happens. I'll make another video about originality, and this is going to be one of my bigger points that I talk about when it comes to Call of Duty being original. I'll make another video on that, but for now, let's just keep going with what you need to know for multiplayer. So that is basically the movement system. Everything else is pretty typical, pretty standard. You can drop shot still, you can jump shot still. There is no dolphin dive, however, because the slide replaces the dolphin dive. So no more dolphin dives, folks. Sorry. Those Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 days are gone now. No more Dolfino dive-all. But let's get into some of the new stuff now. Some of the fun stuff. So there are specialists. What are specialists? Specialists are basically the character that you pick before you start every game in Call of Duty from now on. It's basically like a custom class. You pick your class before the round starts, and that's what you use, and then you pick your specialist. It's the same thing as picking your Titan when you're playing Titanfall. You have 3 Titans, and you pick one of them, and that's your Titan for the rest of the game. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember if you could switch them in between or not. But same thing with Destiny. You have your character, and you have that character's abilities for as long as you play multiplayer. The thing with the specialist is, I do not think you can switch them mid-game, but you switch them every time you play a new match. You can either choose the same person or choose somebody different. You're not stuck with that one character forever. You can choose different specialists. And there are 9 total. We only know of 4 at the moment, and all of these abilities sound insane. So this is where I feel like they took it from Destiny, where they have the super abilities in Destiny. They have the Golden Gun for the Hunter, the Smash for the Titan, and the Big Blast or the Rise of the Phoenix thing for the Warlock. And they have a lot of different and similar stuff for this one. So this first character, and each character has a backstory that I'm not going to get into, but this first character is called Ruin, and every character has 2 abilities. They have a special ability, and they have a special weapon. And in the game, you have a bar in the bottom right side of on your HUD. And if that bar gets filled up halfway, you can use your special ability, and if it gets filled up all the way, you can use your special weapon. So, for Ruin, his special ability is that his movement speed is increased. It's basically like you put on overclock. It's called overdrive. So basically, his movement speed is increased for a few seconds. This could be good in Capture the Flag and stuff like that. And then his melee attack it is a melee attack. His weapons are called gravity spikes, and basically what he does is just about the same thing that the Titan does in Destiny. He ground pounds the ground with these spikes, and it creates this massive area of effect. Now, from people's perspectives when they played as him, he's really slow. Now, I thought that this was going to be overpowered. Oh my god, it's a big ground pound just like the Titans. It's going to be super overpowered. But it's not overpowered because Ruin is very vulnerable when he activates this animation. 1, it takes him a few seconds to activate it. And 2, he's not invincible like the Titan is when he ground pounds. He is not. He is same health, same everything. So you can actually kill the guy while he's in the middle of the animation. So I don't think it's going to be too overpowered as I thought it would be. The next character is called Seraph, and she has an ability where she can activate it, and she will get double score towards her score streaks for a limited time. Again, I don't know exactly how long this is going to be, but you can get your score streaks faster. It's basically like Hardline, and her weapon is actually what seems to be a hand cannon. Now, I forget what it's called, either the Destroyer or the Demolisher or something like that, but it's a one-shot hand cannon that has a couple rounds in it. I forget how many. I don't think they ever said how many rounds it has. But it one-shot kills anything, and it has bullet penetration, so you can actually get collaterals with it. The thing with it is, though, it's only one shot, so if you miss, you have to reload it, and it takes a while because it's such a big hand cannon, and it's a pistol, so it's hard to aim at long distances. Now, I quickly should mention that when you get the melee weapons and when you get these abilities, you use them until you die or they run out of time. So once you use the energy bar, it will, slowly drain till 0 or until you die while using it. So always use it in a good situation where you probably won't die with it. Now, the next one that they showed was Outrider, and this is another female character, as I do remember, and her ability is that she can reveal enemies through walls for a couple of seconds. Now, this is like the threat grenade, basically. I don't know if this is a ping. I don't know if this is going to just ping like the Advanced Warfare, Advanced UAV does, where you can just see through walls. Like every 2 seconds, you see red characters through walls, or if it's going to be a constant thing, but it's only going to last a few seconds. I think they said 8 or 10 seconds is how much it lasts, but that could be pretty useful, especially in games like Search and Destroy. And her weapon is actually a compound bow with explosive arrows. So these arrows actually one-shot hit on impact, and even though it's an arrow, there is basically no delay in you releasing the arrow and it hitting the target. So just imagine it being like a gun. You do have to lead your shot a little bit though at longer ranges, but because it is explosive, you don't even have to hit your targets directly. You can hit them a little bit to the side. You can hit the wall next to them and they'll blow up. And also, when you hit enemies with these arrows, they knock back. And then since the arrows are explosive, they also blow up. And you can get a double kill or a triple kill like that sometimes. Maybe if you're playing Hardpoint or something like that. And then the last one that they showed was a guy called Reaper, who's actually a robot. And that's the one that we see in the trailer right off the bat where he jumps out of the water, excuse me. So his ability is called Glitch, and this actually is super interesting. I've never seen this before in any game that I've played, but I haven't played, Deus Ex Machina or anything like that, so I don't know if it's in there somewhere, but it's called Glitch, and basically what this allows you to do is allows you as Reaper to teleport back to where you were 3 seconds ago. So I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work. I don't know if you're going to place a beacon or like a marker where your last location was, and that's where you're going to teleport to, or if it just automatically does it for you. But wherever you were back in 3 seconds ago and you activate this ability, you will automatically teleport back there. So this is good. This is really, really good if you are caught in a situation, you turn the corner, there's like 3 guys there, and you want to get out of that situation, you teleport back, and then you know that they're there, so you can kind of counter them like that. It's a very interesting ability in my opinion. So that's the ability, and his weapon is the minigun that comes out of his motherfucking arm. That's right, the arm that transforms into a death machine basically acts the same as the death machine in Black Ops 2 and in Black Ops 1. It's a motherfucking death machine. So those are the 4 specialists that we know of now. Each specialist will change the look of your character, but you can also customize the look of your character in a couple areas. You can customize the head, you can customize the shirt and the pants, but you can't really go into so much detail as to customizing the knee pads or the elbow pads because Treyarch mentioned that they don't really feel the need to have something like that. Now, let's get into how the game actually is going to work and what other things are coming back. So, first thing that I'm super excited about is we always had emblem editor in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. Now we're getting a camo editor. That's right, you can edit and make your own weapon camos. This is what a lot of people that I know have been wanting for. This is something that I have wanted to happen for a very long time, ever since they introduced the emblem editor. This is going to be sick because basically how they described it is that every weapon is divided into 3 sections: the left, the right, and the top of the gun. Every one of those sections has 64 layers, just like an emblem editor where you have 32. I think they have 64 this time around as well. Just like an emblem editor, you have 64 layers for every part of this gun. That's a total of 192 layers to customize your gun the way you want. Now, this camo does not cover the entirety of your gun. It covers, part of your gun. But what you can do is you can combine this custom camo of yours with a default camo that they have in the game to create this awesome color scheme with whatever you want to put. So it's pretty awesome. Pretty epic. I'm really glad that they have that back. Now, you can also, in the same area, it's called the gun shop, you can also create your own weapon variants. Now, I have no idea how this is going to work. I don't know what abilities or attachments or what buffs are going to happen because of this, but you can create your own variants apparently. I don't know how I like the sound of this because I really enjoyed just the basic weaponry in Black Ops 2. I didn't really like the variant system in Advanced Warfare. So I don't know how this is going to work out. Hopefully it's just aesthetically and it's not anything, no buffs, no nerfs to the weapon, like your rate of fire increases or your accuracy gets better. Hopefully it's nothing like that. But that's basically right there. That's going to be in there as well. The 3-lane system is what Treyarch loves sticking with. They loved it in Black Ops 2. It was great for competitive. They're bringing it back. They have a really strong focus on the 3-lane system. And even though you can wall run, even though you can boost jump, thrust jump, whatever, they also said that they want to keep the maps 2 stories max. They don't want too much verticality on their maps, which I second and third and fourth that. I agree with that so much. 3-lane system, not much verticality, equals really good and strategic COD, because COD is supposed to be basic, and it's supposed to have a lot of strategy within it. All of these new things, I don't know if I agree with yet or not. We'll see how they actually play in game, but I would honestly love to just have another World at War 2 game, which is super basic 3-lane strategies with no jumping or anything like that, but we'll just see how it is. I'm glad that Treyarch at least knows how to structure their maps well and interestingly. That's a new word now, in case it isn't already. So, another thing that's awesome, theater mode is back. Yes! Ever since Black Ops 2, theater mode has not been in Call of Duty, it has not been in Ghost, it has not been in Advanced Warfare, but now it's coming back in Black Ops 2, which is awesome. I love theater mode, especially since Black Ops 2 was the COD that I started YouTube on. I wouldn't always be, ready with my Elgato to capture gameplay. Now, it will automatically capture it in theater mode. I can go back, I can re-record it, and it can be handy dandy. You can also use it as a competitive player to see, where you messed up that one game of Search and Destroy, or what you should have done, or where the enemy team was, and you can really learn strategies really, really well with the use of theater mode. I love theater mode. It's like a playbook in football. It's great. You can go over plays and see what you need to do on every map with your team and stuff like that. I'm really, really excited for that. And the last thing that I want to cover is actually score streaks. Now, we did get a couple of score streaks, and apparently they're actually really good in this game again. So again, ever since Black Ops 2, we didn't really have any fun score streaks. Ghosts had like the Maniac, and that's about it. He wasn't even that fun. And then the Advanced Warfare has the Paladin, but that's about it. Everything else is kind of meh. The Goliath was kind of cool, but nobody really uses them as much. But with Black Ops 3, we have a couple. We have a score streak called the RAPS, R-A-P-S. Those are acronyms. I don't know what they exactly stand for, but basically there's these big spike balls that get spawned on the map, and they roll around, and they chase down people, and they attack them. They attack them like attack dogs. Rawr, rawr, ruff. But they're robot spike ball things, and they're evil, and they look sick as hell, and I hope that Black Ops 3 has gory limb removal in it, so when these spike balls run up on people, like their arms get chopped off and stuff. I think that'd be really cool, but that's just me. So that's one of the score streaks. Another one is the RHXD. This is the remote hover, car, like how we had the RCXD from Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1. That little toy car is now back, but it's actually a hover car now. It's a mini hover car that can also drive up against walls. So not only can you wall run, the RCXD can now wall run too. So that could be really fun. That would be really funny. Hopefully they do a DLC map like they did with Grind, with the skate park map in Black Ops 2, where they have like 360-degree pipes where you could just do tricks with the RCXD, or the RHXD as it's called now. That would be tons of fun. And then the highest skill streak, which I think it is, I don't know if they'll have anything higher, but this sounds pretty insane. It's called the Mothership. Basically, this is the AC-130 god ship of this game. It's a VTOL warship, which lets you fire cannons and also shoot rockets. And it also has spots for 2 additional teammates to both be on Gatling guns. So my assumption is that you can pair up with your friends again on score streaks, just like you could in Advanced Warfare, and offer support. That would be freaking badass, man. Being in a VTOL warship and have 2 people with Gatling guns on each side, that would be amazing. That sounds like so much fun. And one last thing they wanted to point out with the score streaks is that they made the score streaks very much counterable in this game. If something comes up at you, you can shoot it and destroy it. If there's a warship in the sky, you can shoot it down pretty easily. There's nothing super overpowered. Like, those score streaks are powerful, but they can all be destroyed. The RAPS, the spike drones that come at you, they can be shot at and destroyed. The RCHD, or RHXD, I already can't even pronounce it, it can be destroyed as well. So everything can be destroyed and countered pretty well, which is good. You really want everything to be counterable. But that's about it. They didn't really say anything about ranked play, although I'm pretty sure it's going to come back. It was super successful. I mean, league play, sorry. It was super successful. They should have it come back. I'm pretty sure they are. Hopefully they change the system so that it's a bit more fair and not as random. And also, they haven't said anything about skill-based matchmaking yet, if that's going to be out. Hopefully it is going to be out. Hopefully they listened to the community and heard. And you know what would be better is if dedicated servers were actually in the game. That's what's on my wish list. But thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully you guys found this entertaining. I know I looped the trailer video about like 10 times now, but you can see everything I talked about in this trailer. You can see everybody and all the specialists and all that stuff, all the movements, features, and all that. You can see all of that in the trailer. That's why I kept it up, just so you guys can see for yourself. But that's about it, guys. That's all I have for now. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to see more Black Ops 3 news and info and gameplay in the future. And as always, make sure you all have a beautiful day.